For the first time since 2012, the San Diego State Aztec women's basketball team is heading to the NCAA tournament after a triple overtime win over Wyoming in the conference tournament final. Welcome to the special edition of Aztecs All In. I'm Louis Weiner along with Steve Perez. And Steve, this was quite unexpected, huh?
Didn't have this one on my bingo card, to be quite honest, Louis, especially when you saw the draw and the Aztecs were playing UNLV just a couple days ago. And UNLV had handled them quite nicely both times in the regular season, but that just goes to show you how tough it is to beat the same team 3 times in a season. And then also earlier in the season, watched the Wyoming Cowgirls take it to the Aztecs at Viejas quite handily with their very impressive center, Fertig. So yeah, absolutely a pleasant surprise.
Yeah, I was courtside for the game, and it was pretty intense. The Aztec fans were there in pretty good number. There were only 2,200 people in the arena, but it sure sounded like a lot more. 16 lead changes in the game, 11 ties in the game, and no team could ever really take advantage for more than a couple of minutes before the other team came back. And it was topsy-turvy the whole way and pretty intense. 3 overtimes. Each time, the first 2 overtimes, you thought the Aztecs had a shot to pull it out, but Wyoming kept coming back. And I think 4 times the Aztecs had the ball the last time at the end of the either the fourth quarter, the first 2 overtimes with a chance, to win it, and they weren't able to make a shot. So it was pretty intense, Steve, but pretty exciting as well.
The Aztecs had leads of 5 points in a couple of the overtimes. Let's hear how the whole thing played out at the buzzer of the final 3rd overtime in this record-breaking session, with the Aztecs winning 72-68.
Congratulations to the San Diego State Aztecs. You are the 2025 Credit Union 1 Mountain West Basketball Champion.
Louis, that triple overtime Mountain West Championship, it was the first, and Staci Terry-Hutson, after 12 years at the helm, many of them lean her first championship, the first title since the Beth Burns era 13 years ago. Here's Staci Terry-Hutson just after the game talking with CBS Sports Network with a lot of happy young women in the background. She talks about the thrill of winning, the sacrifices made along the way, and how the players held it all together through 55 minutes of basketball.
We just have that will to win. These kids never let down. Just proud of them. They played really, really hard. The sacrifice. We talked about it yesterday. Sacrifice, sacrifice, sacrifice. We over me. That's been our motto all year, and I thought that held true today. Really proud of us. Golly, we played hard. 3 overtimes. Are you kidding me? That was fun. You know what? We stuck with the same group for a while, but we were able to make plays earlier in the conference tournament, so they were fresh. I thought we just outlasted them. Played really good. That's a really good Wyoming team that makes it really, really hard to play against. We just gave it all we got, tried to slow them down, and obviously came up with a victory.
Remember, Louis, to get to this game, the number 4 seeded Aztecs first had to defeat 3-time reigning champions 71-59. They will be making their 10th NCAA tournament appearance in school history. Veronica Sheffey helped close that game out with 4 made free throws in the final 42 seconds. She talks about her mindset going into the game and how they kept their emotions in check after that big win over 3-time champs UNLV the night before.
That we were going to win, we knew it going in. We didn't have any doubt. The whole team all day couldn't wait till the moment till we got to tip-off. We were so excited. And, we all had the same mindset, same goal in mind. We stayed locked into the very end. So, we came in, we weren't expected to be UNLV, but we knew we were going to be UNLV. So we just had to know that, this is the actual championship. Yesterday wasn't the championship, today was the championship.
Yes, Steve, Sheffey led the Aztecs with 24 points. Freshman guard Naomi Panganaban, I think I got that right, scored 17.
Panganaban?
Panganaban.
Bangiban?
And Kylie Clark, who got the start,
No.
she's not a regular starter. She scored 12 points, 17 rebounds, 6 steals. And I learned during the post-game news conference that, let me double check this. Here it is. She became only the only Division I player this century to have 17 rebounds, 6 steals, and 3 blocks in a tournament game. And then Allison Fertig, who played a great game, but I checked the box score, Steve, and the Wyoming Cowgirls were -10 when she was on the court. So that was pretty interesting to me. And you have more to say about her, huh?
Throughout the season, Allison Fertig was a dominant presence for the Wyoming Cowgirls. And when they faced the Aztecs earlier in the season, they did a terrific job of getting her in a good spot down there in the post and getting the ball to her. And once she gets that ball down in the blocks, she's a hard player to stop. San Diego State, though, was able to come up with some surprising defensive schemes that caught the Cowgirls off guard. Heather Ezel, who the head coach of the Wyoming Cowgirls, said they were changing things up on defense a lot. Many doubles, many by Panganiban, to come in and break up those and cause her to commit more turnovers than she normally does, and kept her out of her rhythm. So the other thing the Aztecs were able to do was just to keep her from getting to that spot. They played very hard, impressive defense against this team.
Yeah, she played a great game, but she looked winded toward the end. She played a lot of minutes, and but she did hit some free throws. She's only a 60% plus free throw shooter, but she did hit some free throws there to keep Wyoming close late. But it wasn't enough. After the game, I had the chance to ask Coach Terry-Hutson how the Aztecs closed out Wyoming late. What is it about the players that they're able to, lose the 5-point lead twice and still take the lead again in the third overtime?
That's just the fight that they have. I mean, they were refusing to lose. Again, it wasn't pretty basketball, but it was competitive, hard-fought basketball, and they were refusing to lose. And we got stops when we needed to, and we made free throws when we needed to, and that was the difference in the game. We just got a great group of girls, and they're all excited for each other, and they all care about us, all care about each other and encourage each other. If you saw our bench, our huddles were tighter tonight. We were talking in the huddles. People were just trying to get us through. And even the ones that weren't playing were completely locked in, and they're just as important as the ones that are on the floor. We talk about the bench being the game changers, whether they see the floor or they're calling out the scout, but they're just as important as the kids that are on the floor. And again, I've been saying it, I will say it, I continue to say it, our depth has been our superpower, and that's really what got us through today.
Depth, the superpower of the Aztecs. As for the Cowgirls, the coach of the Cowgirls said that once that game got later and later and going into these overtimes, especially the third, she knew that legs were going to be an issue for her players. And she was trying to ask them to get inside and take easy shots instead of settling for three. Ultimately, Louis, it was a hard-fought, very close game that could have gone either way at any moment. And it was the Aztecs coming out on top, and they will find out on Sunday who they will draw in the big dance.
Yeah, exceptional game and an exceptional season for the San Diego State Women Aztec basketball team.
I think it'll be a long time before either of us see a game of that magnitude being played that well on both levels, so hard and for so long. And speaking of so long, let's wrap up this special edition of Aztecs All In. Don't forget, you can follow us on the X at Aztecs_all_in, and you can drop us a line at Gmail, aztecsallin@gmail.com. So for Louis Weiner, this is Steve Perez saying thank you, where the Aztec women are the champions of the Mountain West, defeating the highly favored Wyoming Cowgirls, and they will go on to the big dance, and everyone else gets to watch from home, including us.